Hi there. Today is a very, very special day for me, and I wanted to share that day with you and share some thoughts I have about it. 15 years ago today, I tested HIV positive. Now, many of my friends and family in my life already know this. This is not news to them, but there are several people who I've met in the last few years who probably do not know this, so this is news. The long and the short of it is, from 2003 to 2006, I fell down a very deep, dark hole of meth addiction. I was using so heavily and living so dangerously that HIV was not a question of if, but when. And even after I tested positive, it would take me another year and a half to finally put meth down. And I am happy to say that on that front, it's been 13 and a half years since I finally walked away from meth. For the first few years of my recovery, it was difficult not to define myself by my addiction, by my recovery, and by my HIV status. Quite often I would introduce myself as, "Hi, I'm a recovering meth addict. I'm also HIV positive. Oh, by the way, my name is John." But as I reclaimed my life, as I rediscovered the multifaceted person that I am, I have struggled with many other things over the years. I have struggled with anxiety, with codependence, with adult ADHD, with career flameout, with losing my father to cancer. But one thing that has never really been a struggle for me is being HIV positive. For that, there was a clear course of action. Regular doctor visits, regular lab work, daily medication, keeping hydrated and healthy. And I've been on medication now for 11 years and have been undetectable ever since. Undetectable meaning that though I still carry HIV, there are no detectable copies of the virus in my blood when they do blood work. And with undetectable equaling untransmittable, along with safer sex practices, my HIV stops with me, and my husband, who is negative, stays negative. But it was not always so. During the administrations of Reagan and Bush Sr., they and the American populace at large allowed 230,000 American citizens to die of plague. 230,000. That's according to the CDC. And I have some friends and activists who would probably argue the number is much, much higher. Ask anyone who lived and fought through those times, and you will feel the pain they carry having so many of their friends and people they considered family to die, of having to attend countless funerals of those taken far too young and far too soon, all while living in a country indifferent and sometimes gleeful at their suffering, calling it God's judgment. I'd like to believe we live in a different country, in a different world today, but we all know that is sadly not even close to true. But they fought. They marched, they protested, they forced the pharmaceutical companies' hands, they shamed the politicians, and they poured their friends' ashes onto the White House lawn. And because they made all of that noise, because they made all of that trouble, I can sit here today, happy and healthy. I got 99 problems, and HIV isn't one. It's not my best work. Now, the last thing I want attention for is for being HIV positive. I'd like to think I have much more entertaining ways to get your attention. But on this 15th anniversary of testing positive, with whatever attention I get on this day with this video, I want to take this moment and say that we all, every single one of us, has the power to stop HIV in its tracks, to be a living cure. If you are sexually active, get tested regularly, every 3 months. Be open and honest with your sexual partners about your history, and look into PrEP and see if it's something that is right for you. If you are positive and struggling with being positive, know that you are not diseased. You are not damaged. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You are worthy of love and respect and should settle for nothing less. If you are negative and have a profile somewhere that says disease-free, you be too, check your heart. If you think we who are positive are not worthy of your passion, of your compassion, of your love, then you truly have none yourself to give, girl. Bye. HIV doesn't have to be a death sentence anymore. In fact, it isn't a death sentence anymore. We all, every single one of us, has the power to stop HIV in its tracks, but only if we cast off our ignorance and move bravely toward our fear of knowledge. I've been living with HIV for 15 years now, and I will continue to live until the good Lord takes me, and he may take me in any number of ways, but he will not take me because of HIV. And I have those who came before me, those who fought, those who died, to thank for that. And I am ever grateful. Get tested. Know your status. And live your life. Thanks.